Blessings, everyone. It's Jules and Leanne, and this is Becoming BioQuantum. Welcome to this wonderful experience. I hope that you all are having an amazing time. And we are going to be talking about using DMT delivery systems to become BioQuantum. You want to follow up on that, Leanne?
Sure, I would love to. We are so passionate about this because we have been living it, experiencing it, and we are proof that this is really working and what that means to be living in our quantum bodies and how these delivery systems have helped us get there. Sorry if there's background noise. My daughters are playing in the background, makes it very real. Yes, it's exciting, and I'm just so thrilled to be able to offer this to people so that everyone feels empowered, they don't feel stuck, and the importance of frequency. If we're going to start anywhere, I really think that we need to dive into that and why frequency is truly the doorway into the possibilities of living outside of fear and limitations.
I love that. Yeah. So one of our sayings is live through frequency. I think let's back it up and talk about the difference between a Hertz frequency and a scalar frequency. Because I love it because it actually describes so much what the sensations and the experience of what we call the program body or the primal body and the experience of the quantum body. So the primal body would be this Hertz wave, and then the quantum body is the scalar wave. So the difference, and this is the easiest way that I like to describe it, is that a Hertz wave is like you're strumming a guitar and you hear the sound. You can even kind of feel the sound if you're close enough to it. You can feel it kind of vibrating in your body, but over time it diminishes and it goes away and then it's not there anymore. Just like some other things that your body does, like a chemical response, those dopamine highs, the endorphin highs, even cortisol. When you're in those dopamine and you're looking for that adrenaline, you're always having to do something so that your body releases a chemical, and then over time it diminishes. So Hertz wave, primal body, chemical body, all of that. Scalar it does not diminish over time and space, and it holds in a specific frequency. So there's a scalar frequency of love, which is 528. And if you move a Hertz wave into a scalar wave, that 528 is forever.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the quantum body. So you can imagine, and if we even brought, like, let's say, the chemical of dopamine into the quantum body, you would just tune in to the frequency of dopamine, which I believe is 842. And you would just be holding the frequency of 842 consciously in the quantum body. So you kind of just turn it on, just like you would a computer system, bring your consciousness into that experience, and then have that experience. This is the next in human evolution, and it's very exciting.
It's super exciting, and it's fun to play in it, and it really is a practice. It's not something that, it's not a magic pill. We're not consuming outside of ourselves. We're really learning to use the tools and tap into this internally and through our conscious awareness. And this is also why we have created these DMT delivery systems, because it's exactly that is helping the body start to identify in the scalar frequency or the scalar wave, as opposed to the chemicals and ups and downs that it's currently identifying in its environment.
I love that. So you mentioned DMT, and that's kind of where we started all this. So let's dive into, so the scalar frequency of DMT is 963. And that is also the frequency of universal intelligence, source intelligence, whatever words feels good to you, put that word there. And that intelligence is transcribed in your DNA. And a lot of times people will hear dormant DNA codes. And you hear a lot of it, even in science, like, what are these codes? Well, Dr. Braden, he actually deciphered one of those codes and it said God code. So all we are doing is turning on these codes, and those codes are held in the frequency of 963. So when you're introducing a product that is holding a scalar weight of 963, it is meeting the frequency of those dormant DNA codes so that they organically begin to turn on and the cell starts to hold that frequency. Then your body starts to hold that frequency. And guess where your consciousness is? In your body. So your consciousness begins to meet that frequency. And over time, you truly start to become the quantum body because you move out of the program body into the scalar body, or the, you know what I'm saying? Did that make sense?
100%. Well, I think I actually think this, it would be important to try and describe in like in our real lives, what does that feel like? I think it's important for people to see what they're stepping into. And for myself, it feels like almost like my particles, or every particle of my being is spinning so fast, and I feel really alive. I feel bubbly. I feel like I'm about to like a starburst, if like I'm about to explode all the time, and not in a bad way. It feels exciting, inspiring, and that I can really and truly do anything that I want to do. And on a physical level, when I'm walking, when I'm tapping into my quantum body, I'm not in my head. I'm in my body. I'm appreciating the environment around myself. I could walk for hours and it feels like minutes. I don't get out of breath. If anything, my breathing is quite shallow. It's almost like I'm not breathing sometimes. I'm not sweating like before. It's just my whole system is feels electric, if anything. I don't know if you want to add to that, Jules, but I feel it's important to share.
Absolutely. I mean, it is a technology, an organic technology. I mean, it only makes sense that there's something beyond what we're experiencing in the physical. I mean, quantum physics is a real thing, right? Like, there in our bodies are quantum. You can even get a degree in quantum biology. So all we're doing is we're tapping into what is the quantum body and how do we experience it. So for myself, it has been definitely improving my workouts. It's amazing what we're capable of doing. I don't have the ups and downs of emotion. I am probably holding a very similar frequency all the time that is what I would consider feels really good to me. Right. And I don't, I can't measure what that frequency is, but I like it. Let's put it that way. And then my thoughts match that frequency. Right. And because I'm not always fluctuating and I'm not looking for that high from the chemical because I'm holding a specific frequency, it allows me to really what I connect to what I call the miracle pattern, because I'm not searching anymore. I'm just moving into the thoughts that are held in that frequency, and it's not through my programming. So that's when we start to open up to, well, what is it that I'm listening to? And that's that intelligence that we were talking about, that source intelligence that's held at 963. And when you start to collaborate consciously with this intelligence, life gets magical and you find out just how powerful you are in so many different ways. It's not just with the body and it's not just with the mind, but it's the ability to actually see what is beyond our experience as the form that we're experiencing now. And I'm like, it's go time. Let's do it.
I love it. There's one thing that you said that I really feel is important to reflect back for everyone, because what she's saying is so true, that your thoughts reflect the frequency that you're holding, or the scalar wave that you're holding. And I want people to really think about this, like fear and all, like anxieties, all these lower vibrational frequency patterns, if you will, are held at around 7 hertz, or around in that neighborhood, not much higher. And so up in these higher frequencies, fear just does not exist. If anything, when I'm holding these higher frequencies and a challenge comes my way, It's more like my thoughts go into, okay, let's find a solution. What's the information that's here for me to look at in order to get the best out of this experience? So what this does is it offers you a gateway to be really in a place outside of fear and limitation for real. And I think it's important to really emphasize that. Not to beat yourselves up, you're just been used to a lower vibration, and that's why you're stuck there. And what this is offering is a place to step into where fear and anxiety and worry just does not exist.
And what I love about that, just tracing that back to DMT and the delivery systems that we're using to do that, you truly are microdosing DMT. So DMT is both a chemical and what we're talking about as a frequency, but that chemical can easily be released. So what I love about the way that our body is, because our body is energy. So when we're bringing in a frequency of 963, your body can't tell the difference between the chemical and the frequency. It will use it in the exact same way. And this is all
Yeah.
backed up by science. Go research it if you want. So you're actually in that field of, let's say, an ayahuasca experience, doing psychedelics. It's opening up your mind and your body to the experience of really being held in that quantum field. And of course, we're just doing it a little bit at a time. It is a subtle energy, and over time, your body starts to attune to it, your mind starts to attune to it, and just like everything that Liane just so beautifully spoke of, is that you just organically start to rise out of the primal body where fear, manipulation, control, doubt, all of those unworthiness, I mean, you name it, it's all down there, right? But we start to move up to this place of possibilities. And then we finally hit, okay, this is not just a possibility anymore, it's actually a probability. And that's what we're both experiencing now, which has been just so fun. And we're getting to this place where it's like, okay, we proved it. We proved that the quantum body is a thing. It's time to share this with the world. And that is definitely what my heart is offering everyone that's listening that is resonating with any of this. This is our offer. This is our invitation into another world.
100%, and to embrace the journey, because it's not about outcome. Because guess what? Even us, we're not stopping here. We're going to keep growing and pushing it and seeing what we're capable of, because that is evolution. And this is a privilege to be a part of this and to show what is possible and to share this with others so that they too can experience enlightenment and joy consistently, sustain it in their daily lives, and be able to provide that for the people within their circles. So because it's infectious. I don't know about you, Jules, but I can just hug somebody and they can feel the frequency coming off of me, and that is the best gift that you can give somebody, just giving them that touch of 963, and then they know and they want it too because it feels good.
I love that. Well, just with that touch of DMT, why don't we do a DMT transmission through the copper card, since that's also our free offer for the first 33 people that sign up. We're giving a free DMT coded card. So this is a scalar wave card. And we'll just do the transmission through the recording. So whether you're listening to this on a podcast or on YouTube, just know that you're receiving. Do you want to pick the cards for us?
I'm already on it.
You're on it. I can tell as you're going like this, shuffling. So she has the DMT deck that she's going to go ahead and pull. What the those of you that are listening, what codes are going to?
Yeah, so we're gonna start in mastery. This is going to be interesting and powerful, and moving it into the 33 of expression. Change.
Okay, so we have the 11, 33, and the 5.
5.
So it's, yeah, holding consciousness beyond the programmed reality. an expression of the change that we're all about to move into. So we're going to just transmit through the scalar card. So I would even just go ahead and shut your eyes as we do this. And so if you want to, you can just, you know what, do you want to hold up the first card so if they want to see it, they
100%.
Okay, so seeing this card and just moving it right through the brain into the pineal gland, which is just, you can just imagine it in the center of your mind. And then you might just go ahead and shut your eyes and just feeling that first code as it spins, releasing that first frequency of DMT and the frequency of holding consciousness outside of programming. And then just feeling that activate in every cell of your body. Okay, we'll go for the second code, which is the 33. So just repeating as you see the code enter through your brain into your pineal gland and allowing it to spin as it turns on the DMT frequency of moving your body from observation to expression. You're in the expression of pure source frequency that has an intelligence. And just feeling that as it activates in every cell of your body. Beautiful. And then we'll go to the 5. Just allowing that to move into the pineal gland, beginning to spin and activating the frequency of the shift, the change. And you may even in this moment, if there's an intention that you have that you're wanting to bring a change into a part of your life, you could even just drop that in right here and just let the frequency take it over, knowing that the frequency knows exactly what needs to happen to make this a joyful experience. And then just feeling all of those frequencies move together, creating an energetic pattern for your body to hold, allowing your consciousness to meet this pattern. And then just taking in a deep breath. And then just noticing what your body feels like now. Just feeling what maybe feels different. And if you don't feel anything, that's okay. It's working anyways. That's the beauty of subtle energy, is sometimes we have to get sensitive before we feel the subtle energies, but they're always there. They're always there. It's impossible for it not to work. It's just whether or not you're aware of the energy itself. And sometimes people don't really feel things. They'll hear things, they'll sense things, they'll just know that it's happening. So you can kind of tune into that as well.
I love that you said that, because it really is the practice and it's also the journey. So I invite you to embrace it, get curious, and get excited.
I love that. So if you enjoyed that, we are also going to be offering with the free cards, we're going to be offering a mini workshop on how to actually code and release DMT with the scalar frequencies and how you can use it to enhance different parts of your life, just kind of like what we did just now in the frequency of change in mastery. So you can hold those frequencies in your body. And so it'll be a really fun time to kind of join in on that and find different ways that you can use the copper scalar card.
Yes, and if you start to follow us, we're going to be starting a YouTube channel as well, so you can code along with us after the workshop. So these cards will be, I bring mine with me when I travel. I use it to with my water to actify the water. So and it's also an EMF protector for my phone. So there are a lot of, it becomes your new best friend. Trust me on that. And we have a lot of fun things that are in the works for the rest of the year. Jules, do you want to maybe give them a little sneak peek of what's coming?
Right. So in September, we will be having a virtual DMT retreat, which will be a 3-day virtual retreat where you go through a huge transformation through the different frequencies of the codes. And then we are going to do a live DMT retreat in Sayulita, Mexico in November with Dakota Mays and Dave. So if you didn't see their interviews, definitely go and check them out. They will be doing some cold plunges and some yoga, and then we will be holding the frequency of the DMT movements and really reflecting through the codes and different ways that you can raise your frequency. And you can imagine kind of what it would be like to do an ayahuasca retreat, except for you'll be in a field that is similar, but you'll be completely grounded and conscious, and it'll just be that microdosing of the DMT through frequency. So it's a really special experience to go through. And it definitely is life-changing.
100%. One of my favorite sayings is everything is energy. Energy is everything.
I love that. Yes. Yes. It's time to live through frequency,
Yeah.
become bio.
BioQuantum.
Well, thank you everyone for hanging out with us. You'll see the link below to grab one of those free cards. There is a time period on that, so definitely don't miss your opportunity there. And also check us out at either bioquantumskincare.com, soon to be becoming bioquantum.com. Thank you, Liane. Do you have anything you want to finish with?
Just sending you all the biggest love.
Love you guys.